The government has announced next year's budget will be the wellbeing budget. BERL was keen to explore just what that might mean. How will it be different from previous budgets? Hence our inaugural BERL Wānanga was titled Measuring Wellbeing, Why and How.
The Minister openly stated that a move to wellbeing was a work in progress, with the 2019 wellbeing budget being an important milestone.
The Minister's example of the Waikeria prison decision was useful. Based solely on per-bed costs, we would require a large mega-prison being built. But introducing mental health and other services into the equation potentially changes longer-term outcomes for individuals and the community. Ultimately, while the upfront per-bed costs would be higher, long-term benefits may well be significantly higher.
That battle between short-term costs and long-term benefits was an underlying theme for Minister Mahuta too. The phrase intergenerational wellbeing kept cropping up. She quoted Tā Tipene saying, "The responsibilities of iwi and Māori businesses were to serve the shareholder who never dies."
The use of a dashboard or pantry of indicators was stated, but choosing which indicators to use was unclear, although the link to Cabinet priorities was suggested.
And hopefully, Cabinet priorities work to break down silos. Minister Mahuta suggested that rather than individual ministers coming to the Finance Minister, perhaps there could be delegations of 5 or 6 ministers putting together a shared proposal.
And that clearly struck a nerve with Minister Robertson. He let out a hallelujah at that thought. Why that response?
I think it fits with a desire to adopt a set of broader measures.
I'd link it to the Waikeria prison example again. Corrections will look at the decision one way, but if you bring in health, education and income support ministries, you'll get a much broader perspective.
And that came out in the Q&A session with the ministers too. 3 common themes stood out. The intergenerational aspect, an encouragement to remove silos across government, and that this is all still a work in progress.
Just picking up that last point, knowing things were still a work in progress, do you think there was much progress? For example, during our workshop?
I'm not sure that was our objective. We were more keen to tease out people's level of understanding and degree of engagement with the topic.
So, what was the understanding and engagement like?
The engagement was great, and that made for fairly robust discussions. The challenge to come up with a sentence on wellbeing was not as easy as it sounded, but I think the idea of coming up with measures or indicators in line with the social capital, natural capital and human capital terminology is where many came unstuck.
This reflects the restricted understanding of the 4 capitals framework, which gives us economists some food for thought about its usefulness. There were common themes in the indicators that the various tables came up with, but uncertainty around which box to put them under. And that's got us thinking about whether these boxes or capitals are actually useful. To the non-economist, they probably feel a bit artificial.
And there was a theme of using more surveys to gauge more qualitative concepts like degrees of connection and levels of trust and satisfaction. And interestingly, even the overarching sentences on well-being were not as diverse as we would have expected.
I heard the words contribute, participate, community, safe and health repeatedly in the feedback session. Perhaps our perspectives on well-being aren't as disparate as some might think.
Thank you to all who attended. We hope you found value from our wānanga. We'll be adding a synopsis of findings on our website, and no doubt we'll have ongoing commentary on wellbeing as well. Do look out for our 2nd annual Wānanga in 2019, as BERL looks to address another of the many challenges facing the New Zealand of the future. Ka kite anō.